Hi guys, my name is Danielle Hanneman and I'm here to talk to you today about how to utilize BOGOs to boost your business. So a little bit about me, I am a gold leader with doTERRA. I have two girls, one is 2 years old and one is almost 4. I started with doTERRA a little less than 2 years ago, so I had a 2 to 3 month old at the time and an almost 2-year-old, and BOGOs have been a really great tool for me to hit new ranks. And to put myself out there and really help build my doTERRA business. So my intentions for this video are that you will walk away with some solid tools. We're gonna talk first about 3 strategy options that you have to use BOGOs to boost your business. And then we're gonna do some math and break down exactly what that looks like so that you can set some tangible, concrete goals for yourself walking into this BOGO week. So first, let's talk about 3 BOGO strategy options. We're gonna gear this a little more towards new builders, but there are lots of ways that you can maximize BOGOs. So let's first talk about the option of placing BOGO orders through your own LRP. So if you are brand new to building a doTERRA business, if you walked in yesterday and signed up and they announced that BOGOs are happening and you're like, oh man, what is going on? One thing you can do is just place BOGO orders through your own account. If you signed up yesterday, you can't process an LRP this month. So let's say you signed up last month, and this is your first month in doTERRA, you can collect BOGO orders and place them as an LRP order, and you will earn 10% and rewards points on that order, okay? So you can order up to 5 BOGOs per customer account. So I would say if you're brand new to BOGOs, look at what other people are doing, learn a little bit about some of the higher level strategies, but don't stress yourself out with them. Focus on reaching out to a few people and getting a few customers or new customers interested in ordering a BOGO each day of the week, and then just place those orders yourself. So if you get 5 BOGO orders and place them as an LRP, you're gonna earn 10% back on that, okay? And we know that in order to make commissions in doTERRA, you have to have an LRP set up of 100 PV. Usually 5 BOGOs will be about 150 PV. So even if the BOGO is a 20-point item, if you order 5, you're still hitting that 100 PV. You're making your qualification this month to get paid commissions, and then you're gonna get 10% back to spend later. And I like to use my rewards points as tools for my business. That's how I buy oils for sampling, right? I cash in my points for that or cash them in to try new things. So that is a great basic option for those of you who are brand new. The second basic BOGO strategy is to find some new customers and place BOGO orders through their account so that you make fast start bonuses. So just as a refresher, the fast start bonus is the bonus that we get paid on all new customers and wellness advocates for their first 60 days. So from the time they sign up to 60 days later, any order they place, you make a 20% commission. So if you have some customers who've joined in the last 60 days, consider getting their permission to order BOGOs through their account. You'll make a 20% commission. And I like to just offer it as, I call it bulk ordering. But if everyone goes in together, then your shipping is less expensive. So if you and 4 other people all want a BOGO and you live in the same area, order 5 BOGOs on one account. You just pay shipping one time, right? You can deliver those BOGOs to the people, or they can pick them up from you when they get back, and you make 20% on that order. So that's the second option, is to place BOGOs through fast start customers. I do want to expand a little bit on this and the benefits of enrolling new members during BOGO weeks and using that as an incentive. So obviously anyone can join at any point in time, $35 wholesale membership, or they can buy an enrollment kit. The cool thing about BOGOs is we've got additional specials going. So if you have someone who's been telling you they're interested in getting started and they just haven't jumped on yet, utilize all of the enrollment promos to try to get them on board this week. For example, for the month of February 2019, doTERRA has an enrollment promo, and if someone enrolls with a 100 PV enrollment order, they get a free red mandarin. If they enroll with a 200 PV enrollment order, they get a free red mandarin and a free Serenity. What I would do with my people who've been thinking about a wholesale membership and aren't there yet is just reach out and say, hey, here's the BOGO today. Are you interested? And if they say yes, great. Were you thinking the wholesale membership, or did you want one of the enrollment kits? Let's say they say, I want one of the enrollment kits, but I can only do the Aroma Touch Diffuse kit, which is 100 PV, plus today's BOGO. So let's say that puts them at 125 PV. I say, great, awesome, that'll be a great starting point for you. Now, I have a couple of other customers who also want today's BOGO. Would you be comfortable going ahead and signing up and ordering 5 BOGOs instead of just the one? And I will right now PayPal or Venmo you for that balance, and then I can pick them up from you when they arrive. And if you do that, your order will end up at 200 PV and you'll get a free Serenity as a thank you. So that's one way that you can maximize benefits for new customers too. We want them trying as many oils as they can, right? Serenity is one of the top oils that people end up using that isn't in the Home Essentials Kit or the Family Essentials Kit. So that's a great way to get it in their hands as a thank you to them. And then you can still kind of strategically place those 4 other BOGO orders of yours through this brand new customer's account, and you make the 20% fast start bonus. So that's the second really great way to place BOGO orders as a brand new builder. So first is going to be order through your own LRP. Second is going to be place those orders through brand new customers' accounts, whether you have someone who has just recently signed up in the last 60 days, or you're finding those new customers during BOGO week and getting their permission to order through their accounts. The third basic BOGO strategy is to place your BOGO orders strategically for your Power of 3 bonus. If you are not getting a Power of 3 bonus yet, you are missing out. So I recommend as soon as you finish watching this video, log into your back office and on your dashboard, click the little Power 3 button and look at it and see what it looks like. If you've already placed your 100 plus PV order this month and you have 2 people who've already done theirs, you just need 1 more order to get your $50 Power of 3 bonus. So if placing a 150 point BOGO order through another customer's LRP will make you $50, that's going to be better than making 10% back by placing it on your own LRP, right? I will take cash over credits any day, especially if the cash is a higher percentage than the rewards percentage currently is. I used BOGOs to get my $250 Power of 3 bonus for the first time, and I used it to get my $1,500 Power of 3 bonus for the first time. And that one is amazing. And I will strategically place as many orders as I need to place to increase my monthly earning from $250 to $1,500. That was a huge leap for me. So I actually already drew it out, and this is my Power of 3, and I have a lot of holes this month. A lot of my customers are government employees who have been furloughed or still kind of uncertain. They've dropped their LRPs down. So I've got a visual of where do I have holes, and those are going to be some of the first places that I place my own BOGO orders or encourage, obviously, my builders to fill some of those holes themselves, right? And so if we all work on it, some of them will make 50, some of them will make 250, and I'll hit my 1,500. So I realize that 1,500 Power of 3 bonus is not going to apply to those of you who started this month or very recently, but it is something to think about for future BOGO orders. Okay, so the 3 main ways that you can strategically place for BOGOs are placing orders on your own LRP, earning that percentage back, placing orders through new customers' accounts, and making that 20% fast start commission, or placing those orders strategically through LRPs to earn your Power of 3 bonus. These 3 are not mutually exclusive. So if you have not placed your LRP order this month, you can make your first BOGO order your LRP, because you're not going to get paid if you don't process that. But you don't have to place all of your orders through the week through your own. Try to sign up a new customer. Place it through yourself until you find that new person, and then place the orders through their account. Or ideally, if you're working for a Power of 3 bonus and want to make fast start, look for some customers you've signed up in the last 60 days and get their permission to place the BOGO as an LRP, because then it meets your need for Power of 3 and you get 20%. So that's like the ideal, okay? Why, though, especially if you're new, you may be asking, why would I go through all this trouble when people can just log in and place orders themselves? It's a good question. And sometimes it's not worth it to go through all the trouble, okay? But when you are, I have just found that I have a lot of people who are planning to order their BOGOs, and at the end of the workday they forget. So I do not mind placing the orders myself. So let's talk about how BOGOs can numerically boost your business. doTERRA does not tell us in advance what the BOGOs are, but generally we're just going to work with some averages. and assume that we're within the right ballpark. So let's say that every BOGO is about 25 PV. There might be one day that's 20 PV, there might be one day that's 49 PV, and there might be a couple in the middle, okay? But let's average it at 25. 25 points over the course of 5 days for 5 different BOGOs is going to give you 150 PV total. So if you order one BOGO every day for 5 days, or if any of your customers orders one BOGO every day for 5 days, that's 150 PV. When we're looking at placing orders together and trying to maximize BOGOs, let's say instead of one BOGO a day, you sell 5 BOGOs every day, whether that's you and your mom and your sister-in-law, and they're like, hey, order it for me, and then your neighbor Joe and your Aunt Sally, I'll ask you to order one too. So you're ordering 5 BOGOs every day, order them yourself. That's 750 PV over the course of a week. If you're doing 10 BOGOs every day for 5 days, that's 1,500 PV. So notice these jumps. If you just order one every day and you don't tell any of your friends or family about it, you get some great deals and you get 150 extra PV towards your goals. If you can find 9 friends who all also want BOGOs, you get 1,500 PV by the end of the week. And this is just for 1 week. So if you're new to doTERRA and you're building and you've been able to scrap together 500 PV from classes, from enrollments, add 1,500 for BOGO week and you're at executive. You're at 2,000 PV. There you go. If you sell 15 BOGOs a day for 5 days, that puts you at 2,250 PV. And if you sell 20 BOGOs a day for 5 days, that puts you at 3,000 PV. And again, this is just from BOGO week. What does 3,000 PV make you? It makes you an elite, right? Elite is the building block of doTERRA business. So if you're brand new and you're aiming for executive or elite, think about that. Do you know 20 people who would benefit from oils who might want to try 2 oils for the price of 1 every day for 5 days? Probably. It's probably a good time to reach out to them, right? Think about this too. If you already have a couple of builders or sharers under you, if you can communicate this math to them and encourage them to get on board with you, maybe you don't sell 20 BOGOs a day, but what if you personally did 10 BOGOs a day every day, and that's 1,500 PV? What if you had 2 sharers who also did 10 BOGOs every day, and they each get themselves to 1,500? What if you're aiming for Premier and you've never hit Premier before? They're both at 1,500. If you can put 500 of your volume under one of them, and 500 of your volume under another of them, then you're only 500 PV total for the month, short of Premier for the first time. And we still have usually a few days left in the month at the end of a BOGO week to let the math settle and figure out what else we need to do to finish up. So BOGOs are a really great tool to hit ranks for the first time. And why do we care about ranks? Yeah, it's cool to get a new rank, but they also involve leadership bonuses. When you hit Premier or above, you get a leadership pool bonus that you haven't been getting before. So this is a great time to do that. Okay, so just for context, everyone runs BOGOs a little differently. If you have not watched Becky Ferrant's videos on BOGOs, find one and watch it, because her strategy is amazing and it's a lot of work, but it is what I like to do and it works great for me. In July of 2018, I personally placed 4,800 and something PV worth of BOGO orders with my own personal customers. Some were already customers, some became customers that month, some bought retail, but I personally placed strategically that many orders. I know that's a lot. I know that's gonna overwhelm some of you. It's gonna light some of you up though, so think about that as an option. I'm not gonna go into full details on that because Becky does an awesome job covering it. But like I said, think about if you and 3 teammates of yours all aimed for 10 BOGOs a day, each day this week, each bringing in an additional 1,500 PV, what could that do for your business? Or if you each did 20 BOGOs and each brought in an extra 3,000 PV, what could that do for your business? So what I want you to do now is take out a pen or a piece of paper or your phone, if you're not watching this video on your phone. I want you to think about realistically, what is your goal for this week? You love BOGOs. Everyone loves BOGOs. Even if you haven't been through a BOGO before, you're going to love them because everyone loves free stuff. And we love adding that value to our customers too. So how many BOGOs a day do you think you can sell? And if you don't like the word sell, then share. Dude, people can try one oil and get one for free. That doubles the chance that they're gonna find something that's gonna radically impact their life and their health, okay? That's huge, it's so important. Do you have people who have been thinking about oils but are tight on a budget? This is their week. They can buy a wholesale membership and get 10 oils for the price of 5. That's a starter kit, regardless of what the oils are, right? Most of the kits have 10 oils in them. They can get a starter kit with 10 oils for the price of 5 and a wholesale membership this week. So do not underestimate the value of this and what it brings to people, and use that as a springboard to start talking about it. This is a great, BOGO week is a great tool to reach out to people who you're maybe afraid to reach out to because you're not sure, you know, they like natural things, but you've never talked to them about oils. Great. Hey, Sally, I know we've never talked about oils, but I know you're into natural things, and I just found out doTERRA is running a BOGO week this week. There's going to be a buy one, get one free every day. Do you want me to text you the specials? And if any of them sound interesting, I can tell you how to grab it? Sure, great. You're adding value to people's lives. So let's take your worksheet. How many BOGOs a day do you personally think you can bring in? Or what are you going to aim for? And then if you have a team, I want you to think about that. How many BOGOs a day would each of your team need to bring in for you to hit whatever your goal is for this month? And if you have an upline who you're working with, I want you after this video to reach out to them and say, hey, what are you aiming for this month? Because they may have a big goal that they're probably not going to reach themselves. But the beauty of doTERRA and of this network marketing is that we all as a team contribute upwards toward each other's goals. So what are your goals? What are your team's goals? And what are your upline's goals? Take this math and use it and run with it. So I did want to give you just a couple more quick math examples. So my upline mentor is Tina Fusser, and I'm going just based off of her Facebook group. She has a Facebook group, a business group, and there are about 60 members in it. So we're assuming that at some point or another, 60 people have come on board her team and intended to share or build doTERRA. If all 60 people just sold 5 BOGOs every day, so 60 people, 700 PV for the week, she'd have 45,000 in volume just from BOGO week, from other people on her team doing things. Now, if you've ever looked at the doTERRA rank charts, a diamond has to have 36,000 PV. Granted, this is assuming it's all in the right places, but like that's diamond with some wiggle room. If all 60 of her people sold 5 BOGOs a day. Big things can happen with BOGOs if everyone is doing them. So what I want to leave you with is, what are your goals? And who are 10 or 20 people you know who you've interacted with in the last couple of weeks who would benefit from oils, regardless of whether you know what the BOGO is yet? Go ahead and make that list. Don't worry about recruiting them. Don't worry about whether they're going to buy a membership. Have that conversation now and invite them to receive the BOGO deals of the day and participate in education and learn about oils. It is never bad for people to learn about oils. So make your list, minimum of 10 people. Usually once I get to 10, the others start flowing. And what would happen if we all sold 10 BOGOs a day? How would that impact you and your immediate downline? How would that impact your upline if all of their people sold 10 BOGOs a day for 5 days? Like, guys, this is big. So think about how powerful your contribution can be to the greater team. Like, this stuff like this motivates me, and I love it. So final thoughts. I want you to take your goals, 5 BOGOs a day, 10 BOGOs a day, 20 BOGOs a day. I want you to think about the 3 main ways to maximize BOGOs, whether that's ordering through your own account, ordering through new customers' accounts, or placing for power of 3. And think about how you're going to do that. Pull up your back office, look at your power of 3 chart, look at your volume for this month so far, come up with your number and your goal, and then tell someone. You can post it in the comments. You can reach out to your upline and say, hey, this is what I'm going for this week. You can find a cross-line pacing buddy who's in a similar boat, and you say, hey, okay, this is a stretch for me, but what if I want to go for this? Maybe you guys can motivate each other for the course of the week, but make sure you tell someone your goal and see what happens. I think that BOGOs are a phenomenal tool, and I've never seen another company that gives us this many promotions and freebies. That this is not coming out of your pocket, it's coming out of doTERRA's, so maximize it. And then with that in mind, I guess one final tip is always buy a BOGO, because if you're not buying a BOGO, your people won't buy a BOGO, and if you're not using oils, your people won't use oils. And even if the BOGO is buy 1 cilantro, get 1 cardamom, and you're like, I have no idea what I'm going to do with these, try. You're getting one free, right? Worst case scenario, you don't use both of them on an everyday basis, but you still add to your natural medicine cabinet, and you have 2 more oils you can sample when people ask, 2 more things to learn about, and 2 more things to experiment with and incorporate into your everyday living. Like, there's no way this goes wrong. But I will tell you, if you do not believe enough in BOGOs to buy them yourselves, your team, and especially your customers who aren't making money off of BOGOs, they're not going to believe in it either. If you're like, this one looks okay, I don't think I'm going to grab it, don't be surprised when no one else does either. So I'm not asking you to be fake. I personally hate the smell of cilantro. I was very upfront with that when we had that buy one cilantro, get one cardamom BOGO, and it was still one of my shockingly, I think I still sold 20 of them, which was absurd. And it was because I said, I don't love the smell of this one, so let me see what it's good for, because maybe I'll still use it anyways. And I sold myself on it as I sold other people on it. And all of my customers who bought that one have told me, gosh, I actually love this. I use it regularly. So what if I'd let my perception of the oil, and I don't love that smell, what if I'd assumed that everyone else is going to hate it? I have at least 3 or 4 people I could name off the top of my head who use cilantro regularly now. And they would say it's one of their top 5 favorite oils. I would have taken that away from them, and I'm their go-to person. It's not okay. So buy a BOGO every day. Tell your people to do the same. Teach them about them. Figure out your BOGO strategy. Find an accountability partner. Tell them your goal, and let's see what we can do this week.